Hi, everybody. I want to talk to you about the order of operations in Excel, okay? Um, so here I have a little spreadsheet, beginning quantity, let's say I have 10 widgets, ending quantity is 3 widgets, value of each widget, let's say it's $5, and then here is cost of goods sold. So the formula would be this number minus this, uh, and then multiply by 5, and that should give us the answer, right? So I'm going to click in right here. I'm going to begin my formula with the equal sign, and I'm going to click on this cell, okay? And then I'm going to put a minus this cell, okay? And then multiply by, and for multiplication we use asterisk, so I'm going to put an asterisk this amount, and that should give me the correct answer, right? Voila! I have a big mistake. And we've got to see how we've got a negative $5, and that doesn't make any sense. 10 minus 3 is 7, and 7 times 5 should be 35. Our answer should have been 35, okay? So we've got to find out what the problem is, okay? Let me ask you a question. What if you have to evaluate this? 8 plus 2 times 2, okay? Is it 20 or is it 12? Okay, so I can click over here and I'll type in equals, let's say I put 8 times 8 plus 2 and then times 2 asterisk 2, and I click on the check mark. I get a 12, okay? But if I do this, if I click over here and I do open parentheses 8 plus 2 close parentheses times 2, and I click on the check mark. Oh, I forgot to begin this with an equal sign. So I've got to go in and put an equal sign because it's a formula. Equal sign. And then I click on the check mark and I get a 20. So really, this is what I want. I want to take the 8, I want to add it to 2, and then I want to multiply it by 2. So 8 plus 2 is 10, and 10 times 2 is 20, okay? But you see how the parentheses changes the order of operation, okay? So in our order of operations, you can remember a simple acronym. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. The P stands for parentheses, E stands for exponents, my dear stands for multiplication and division, of course, left to right, and then Aunt Sally, adding and subtracting left to right. Everything is done from left to right, okay? So that is that is how we should be doing that. So over here, if I do equals and I do this cell, um, um, minus this cell, okay, times, so asterisk is the operator for multiplication. This, I click on the check mark. Like before, I get the wrong answer. Okay? The awesome thing is you can go to evaluate formula and you can use this to evaluate the formula, okay? So let's see, to evaluate this formula, you go evaluate, so 10, then B23 is 3, so 10 minus 3, asterisk, so times C23, So from left to right again, now multiplication happens first. So 3 times 5 is 15, and then 10 minus 15 is a negative $5. So you see how the formula is evaluated from left to right, okay? Uh, Now let's do this correctly. To correct this, what we can do is we can put equals over here, and then we can do this minus this, okay? Um, and but I want to change the order of operations, so I'm going to put a parentheses around it because I want the computer to evaluate that first, and then I'm going to go asterisk multiply by $5, okay? Uh, and if I click on the check mark, ta-da, that is the right answer. Why? Because it evaluates from left to right, and multiplication happens before addition, so we have to put a parentheses around it. And it becomes really clear when you use evaluate formula. See how cool this is? A25 minus B25 with a parentheses. So first, it's put A25, which is a 10, minus B25, which is a 3. And then because of the parentheses, it's going to evaluate that first. You get the 7. And then it's going to multiply it by C25. And that is C25 is 5. And then you get 7 times 5 is multiplication. And you get 35. See? So that's how the order of operations work. Isn't that fantastic?